Wow. Hello
Then
again.
now it's recording. I can see it. It went 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there we go.
Yay. I'm so happy that we actually can do this. Anywho, hello. Welcome to How Did I Get Here? Did the publicist tell you anything about what you're in for?
A tiny bit. I'm on tour, so I've been not really looking at my emails. But I think, is it like about the journey, an artist's journey or something? Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yes.
I know, didn't know. Good.
That is correct. So yeah, your career journey, not a podcast about tour routing. Although that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Or terrible. I can't decide.
I'm on tour at the moment. Yeah, there's no parking in Birmingham. Yeah, it'd be quite a boring podcast. It was about tour routing.
I do want so I start all of these out with the same question. And I'm extra curious about the answer from you because you are exactly 2 days older than me, which means you are the closest to a guest that I've had on whose age parallels mine. And we're gonna get into a few other things where I'm like where you beat me by 2 days to an idea. Actually, I'll just start with that. You actually, according to your Wikipedia, I haven't found any like recorded evidence of this. You managed to put together a Donnas tribute band called the Donalds.
I did, yeah. And there's recordings of that for sure. We supported The Wedding Present and we supported Helen Love. I'm Donald A. I'm the singer. It was good. And we didn't change it, so it's all in the same, I'm looking for a boy and stuff. It's good.
That's great. So you didn't gender flip it. That's awesome.
No gender flip.
Except I really don't like the idea of you not gender flipping Get Rid of That Girl.
Oh, we didn't do that one, so it's okay. When this is finished,
Good.
I can send you
'Cause
a link. I've got a recording of the live recording. So you can have it.
well, I was trying to assemble the Donalds, and then a friend of mine said, "Somebody in England's already got beat you to it."
It's a good idea, isn't it? Maybe, what would you play?
It is a great idea. It would have been Donna A.
Yeah, well, we can duet maybe.
I'm in San Francisco. When you come to the Independent, if you drag me up on stage to try to do Take It Off, I might actually do it. Don't really do that. You don't need to do that.
I might do that. I do love that song. Good.
But
Well, nice. We have the same idea and we're 2 days
it's
apart.
yeah. So aside from the Donnas, since the Donnas are also roughly between 3 weeks and 6 months older than both of us, what was the music moment that was like, this is what I want to do?
Well, I always wanted to be in a band. I can't remember a time, actually, when I didn't want to be in a band. One of my earliest memories is of jumping around underneath a table with my little brother singing "You've Done Too Much, Much Too Young." When I was under a table, I must have been very young. I've been 6 foot tall since I was about 4 years old. So but I don't know why I wanted to be in a band. I just always did. And then I tried to learn lots of different instruments. I tried to learn the bass. I tried to learn the guitar. At school, I tried to learn the euphonium, a big brass instrument. I tried the xylophone, loads of different things. I played the steel pans at school. I just really wanted to be in a band. Eventually, I was listening to Bob Dylan and Lou Reed, and I thought they can't sing, so I may as well just be the singer. I can do that. I may as well just be the singer. And that was it. And then I
I
tried to form
mean,
lots of different
the
bands.
the yeah, that is another thing that I've noticed is, again, just Wikipedia, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 listed. And I also so I have a false what might be a false memory. Did you play South by Southwest in 2009, 2010 or so with
Yeah,
a member of the Pipettes?
not with a member of the Pets. I played it with a member of the Blood Arm. I had a band called Everybody Was in the French Resistance now, and it was Diane on the keyboards, and it was my friend Dave from the Mighty Lemon Drops on guitar. Yeah, maybe, but Rose from the Pipettes was there, and I'm friends with her. Maybe you saw me drinking with her. I don't think you saw us on stage together.
Oh, Rose from the Pipettes played before you.
Maybe.
So in the 15 or so years since that happened, I have fused both of your sets together into one band, and my brain probably just, put Rose's face on your keyboardist.
Yeah, maybe that could have happened. And yeah, I mean, at Rose's shows anyway. So yeah, maybe you've done that. That's all right. That's a good band. We should have done
Okay,
that. We should have
that
got Rose
that
in as
makes
well.
sense. I mean, that would have been I mean, you still have time. I mean, you just need to just doesn't she have a band with, Graham
Graham
Coxon
Coxon.
now?
Yeah. I'm friends with
So
Rose's
just
brother,
get rid of
actually.
him.
Yeah, right.
So both of you can work to get rid of Graham Coxon,
Yeah, I
right?
mean, I understand. Oh, aren't we also married with a child? I think that's gonna be tougher than we think. So maybe they could join my band or I could join their band. Let's see.
There we go. Okay, so you've always wanted to start a band. Sorry, my favorite thing is to make these things go off script as much as I can,
Perfect.
but I'm gonna take it back in. So what was the first project that you actually managed to put together as a singer?
As a singer, well, I had one before I was a singer, and what were we called? Something terrible, Death Fox or something. And I played the bass in that band really badly because they needed a bass player. It was grunge covers and things. I didn't like it. So then about 6 months later, no, maybe a year later, I started my own band called the Art Goblins. That was my first band, and it was a weird setup, the Art Goblins, because it was me and a friend from school, and neither of us could play anything or really sing, and another guy called Steve. And, yeah, we sort of improvised around things. You know, at this band, we mainly improvised stuff on stage, and it went really well the first time. So we're like, "Let's brilliant, let's do it again." And for the second show, I put together a full band of, like, 4 guitarists, still no drummer, and like a double bass, like a cellist player, and it was so, so, so bad that, we just I sort of tried to break the band up, and, yeah, it was terrible. And then but one of the people I'd made join the full band version of the Art Goblins was this guy called Jasper, who was really cool, and, as the bass player. And then with him, I started a new version of the Art Goblins that was a bit more sort of Brit-poppy and had, like, proper musicians. We had a drummer and a keyboard player and a second guitar player and me singing. And in that band, I played the Hoover, and I escaped from a sack. So it was, yeah, it was a bit of a performance piece too.
Wait, what's a like a Hoover like the vacuum cleaner?
Yeah, I played the vacuum cleaner on stage. We had a song called "Are You Afraid of the Art?" and I would play it in that. It was quite hard. You go from, like, curtains, hard floor, deep shack. So it was quite, yeah, I played that. I sound pretty good at the Hoover. And at acoustic
Uh,
shows,
I
I would
mean,
play the dustpan and brush.
sorry, that's bloody brilliant. Man, that's even better than the time that I saw Saint Vincent play an acoustic show and her DJ played, what was it, the wind up turntable Victrola?
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so they played samples from an acoustic record player, basically.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
But
very
yeah, and
much
that was
cheating.
that yeah, it's definitely cheating. But, yeah, that was my band, the Art Goblins. Then everybody kept leaving me to go to university. They didn't believe in the Art Goblins as much as me. And then eventually, after, like, the 3rd or 4th lineup of the Art Goblins, I moved to London with the keyboard player to try and start a real band.
And is that where Art Brut came from?
Kind of, yeah. I was in London, and I was looking to be in a band, and I was going around sort of lying to everybody really, saying that I could sing like Aretha Franklin. And I had records out, so I'm just lying basically, and no one really believed me. And I couldn't really convince anybody to I think I was too desperate. I looked too desperate to be in a band, so no one would join one with me. And then eventually my friends Jaconi played a show, and I met a guy called Christian Chiller in their kitchen, and he'd not met me yet, so he didn't know quite what I was like, and by the time I met him, I was quite chilled out. Yeah, so he formed Art Brut with me. We did it together. Took a long time though. I said to him, "Let's
Awesome.
start a band," and then, like, he's like, "Yeah, definitely. I'm a guitar player. Let's do it." And then about, I don't know, 6 months later, he got back to me. So it was a long wait.
You know, I've definitely have had bands have a slow burn start longer than that.
Yeah.
I've actually have a band that has had a slow burn start since 2019 that, was a Josie and the Pussycats cover band
Ah, cool.
that we have yet to actually formally play an entire song together in 7
Wow.
years, but nobody's backing out.
My brother has a band called Loopy
So,
Velez, and they've never played, ever. And they've got tattoos on their arms, and they always plan to play, but it's been about 25 years, so there you go.
yeah, that's I also had a band called, Thundercunt for a little while that had merch designed before we wrote a song. We never wrote a song, but we had a really great T-shirt that we never made, only designed.
I want that T-shirt.
And yeah, I mean, it's really just the Thundercats logo, only cunt instead of cat.
And that's what I was imagining, so that's good.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, now that's out and gonna be out on the internet soon, so hopefully that means somebody will take it and sell the bootleg merch.
And make it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you were talking about how Art Goblins is very stream of consciousness, and I'm kind of curious about your lyric writing process because Your delivery also feels incredibly stream of consciousness. How do you write words? I know that's a very vague question.
Yeah, I mean, I write everything. I'm always writing, really. I save things in my phone quite a lot. I used to have a little book I'd write things down in, but I don't used to do that anymore because of iPhones. So yeah, I keep little things. I
Mhm.
want my lyrics to be as well. One, I'm sort of a bit addicted to writing very autobiographical songs. After like Emily Kane, the feeling of like speaking to people after the show and them like relating to me and saying, "Oh, this is my first go over and this is my experience." It's a really nice feeling. And so I try and also write very autobiographically. I also want the lyrics to sound a bit like a conversation in a pub. You can be jokey, but they're not jokes. You can do like friendly. I mean, I used to spend a lot of time in pubs. I like the idea of a song being like communicated in that way, I guess. So yeah, I save a lot of things on my phone that I hear every day, like overhear speech. That's a nice tenor phrase. Or I say something, I think, oh, that was cool. That could be a lyric. And I put it in my phone. And yeah, I sort of build it from there. Like on the last record, we have a song called I Hope They're Very Happy Together. And if they're not, that's even better. And that's like a text I sent somebody. I was like, "Oh, wow, that rhymes. And that could be a song. That's a chorus," you know? So it's a bit like that. I like the overlap of my life and the songs all sort of becoming one thing.
Yeah, so there's a song that me and a friend have argued about. Just a single line, or maybe I guess it's a single passage. It's a line. The line, "I saw her naked twice."
Mhm.
In New Girlfriend, I think the name of the song is. You can correct me
Make
if
it a
I got that
weekend.
wrong. Good week. Okay. So I always thought that that was just pure braggadocio, like this is just a thing that happens to me all the time. And a friend of mine, she said, "No, that's a very like cute, humble line where he's like really excited that he saw the same person naked twice because it's never happened before. Will you clear up our dispute?" And follow up after that, have you seen the same woman naked twice yet?
Well, I think it's the second one to begin with. When I wrote the song, it was, "I've seen her naked twice." Yeah, like excited. Ow! And this is the beginning of something, you know? And then I think as the time has gone on, it's become your version. It's a bit more, I don't know, no, it's still the other one, I think. But yeah, I've seen people I've seen people more than naked. I've seen people naked more than twice. Yeah, so it's as I've got older. Good question, though.
Appreciate the line, the flip of, "I've seen people more than naked," which is just gruesome.
I've seen people more than naked. That could be a lyric. I might put that on my phone. So
There you
it's good.
go. You're the one that wrote that one, so, um, I love that. Yeah, so Art Brut, again, you were, like, kind of, like, in between Britpop waves.
Mhm,
And your sound was so specific, or is so specific and lovely, because like, there are a lot of other kind of really serious spoken word rock bands,
mhm,
and there are a lot of, like, overtly comical, like the Beck and Cakes of the world, but
mhm.
it felt like you were the only one that was, like, really, like, blending those 2 worlds together, they're laugh out loud funny parts, they're very, like, serious, authentic parts, and the music is always danceable, and
Oh,
there's
that's good
one
too.
band that has emerged, and it actually their emergence got me listening to Art Brut again, 'cause I spent some time away, and then I just am curious, how do you feel about Wet Leg? Because when I first heard
Oh,
Wet
well,
Leg, all I could hear was Art Brut, and, like, this is the most Art Brutian thing in the world, and it's fantastic, and I love it, and it's, like, the female version of that, and I'm just curious if how you feel about them.
yeah, I liked them. I thought I was like, you didn't say the band to the end of that sentence, and I thought you were gonna say Yard Act, who I also like. Yeah, Wet Leg. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because when they very first started Wet Leg, they weren't the phenomenon they are now. We heard them, I think Ian heard them on the radio, and we were putting in to the middle of My Little Brother, we were sort of bottom all that, we were singing their song basically in the middle of My Little Brother because we thought it sounded a bit like our song and because we liked them, you know. So it's yeah, I mean they're from the Isle of Wight. They're from not. I'm from Bournemouth. They're from like just across the Solent. They're from the same sort of area of the country with me as well. No, I like it. I do like Wet Leg and I like Yard Act. It's funny when we first started, you weren't allowed to have humour in your songs. People would say, "Oh, Art Brut are a joke band" or this kind of stuff, just having a bit of humour. And it's nice now that you're allowed to be more than one thing, you know. Like we were always more than one thing, and it's nice now that's a bit more accepted. Yeah, I like Wet Leg. I like some of their success as well, but I like them. I like them a lot. Yeah. Actually, I saw her outside. I lived in this bar in Berlin, and I saw um, what's her name? Ree, is it Teasdale, the singer? I can't remember her first name. And she lives Ree, that's it. And someone tricked me. They were like, "Oh, she really wants to meet you." Well, that's a bit weird. So whatever. She didn't. She just said that, but she looked so tired. I just sort of left her alone. They were on tour so much, right, for that first record. But yeah, I like him. I like Wellick.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny. Rian was like one of the first guests I've had on this
Nice.
when yeah, it's I feel like it's kind of like one of my claim to fames is like we caught Wet Leg in America before anyone else caught Wet Leg in America. And it was like me and a club promoter out here who I've befriended that you've probably encountered, Aaron Axelson, pop scene.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Yeah, he introduced me to you in a way, so
Nice.
but yeah, like we both sent each other Shay Long on the same day, and we were like, "This is great."
Yeah, yeah.
And so, yeah, so we were both kind of like he started playing it on his radio show. I got her for an interview, and yeah, so they I think that band owes us both a lot of money at this point. No, kidding, kidding, kidding.
You got them the tour with Harry Styles. No, it's good, and it's just nice for us that like there's bands like that coming through. We have something similar to. It's quite nice.
Yeah, what else modern do you listen to? I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean, there's those obvious ones. There was a band called The Pill in the UK that I really liked, but they've just broken up, and they're from the same bit of the country actually as well. Like, what do I listen to? I'm older. I listen to lots of old bands that are releasing new records. Is what I do, you know. Jim Bob from Carter USM. I like
yeah,
his Craig from the Old Steady Mountain Goats.
yeah, I think that that is one thing weird about being mid 40s. 'Cause, like, I just realized how much I like The Cure, like,
Oh wow,
a year ago, and I'm like, yeah, but I also, like, I think that's one odd thing that happens as you get older. Like, I remember when my dad turned, like, 65, he suddenly got into Chicago,
yeah.
and he was like, "I never really listened to Chicago before," but they're, like, squarely, like, a band of his time period, a band of his age,
Mm.
and, like and suddenly it was, like, just Chicago for a while whenever I was, like, in the car with him or anything, and I was like, "This is fun, I like this."
It's nice to discover
So,
like an old new band for you. That's such a big past. I mean, I have a song about it, but I discovered the Replacements really late. And the thing about that was great. There was just so much for me to dive into. Do you know what I mean? It's like, wow, there's all these albums and solo records and bootlegs. It's great discovering like an old band later because then you've just got so much to investigate.
but yeah, man, I've recently put on Suicane Gratification again for the first time in, like, 20 years by Paul Westerberg and forgot how heartbreaking that record is. Like,
I mean, they also cover all the
did you do
bases, right?
yeah,
That like he's funny, he's
yeah,
sad. I mean, I was reading a thing where people were saying like he was just a bit ahead of his time. Like so much of like Kurt Cobain's kind of shtick was also, I mean, not all of it obviously, but like was like to do with yeah. Paul Westerberg did that. He just wasn't appreciated. Like yeah, the Replacements on Saturday Night Live and stuff. It's such a punk rock. Yeah, they're just doing it because they're funny. The only reason they're not like being punks. They're just this would be a funny thing to do. So
yeah. So, I think I got scolded at a Joan Jett concert for not knowing a song was a replacement song, and it was a song
no.
"Androgynous," which
Uh-huh.
clearly, like, I never knew it was a replacement song. I've known the Joan Jett version, it makes sense with Joan Jett, and it's like, you're very right on the nose there, because like,
Mhm.
being, like, an androgynous dude wasn't really a thing then, which,
Yeah, well, they wrote it right.
like yeah.
Yeah, well, I've got a similar story because I knew the Crash Test Dummies version of it. I thought the Crash Test Dummies had written it. Then, years later, I heard the Replacements version. Like, oh, the Replacements wrote this. Now, as I was discovering the Replacements, I was like, oh, I know this song. So it's same thing, yeah, but way ahead of their time, I think. And yeah, and this mix of like, I think that's what drew me to them really. This mix of like brutal honesty, humor, doing things just because 'cause they're funny, like my band does stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, this is a long time ago now, it's just like, I discovered them 15 years ago now or something, but I just remember at the time, it was all I was listening to. Like yeah, like your dad with Chicago, I guess, So he's. It's nice to have a big thing to dive into.
Yeah, and it's man, Crash Test Dummies have the least androgynous sounding singer in
It's true.
music.
Hey, I love that first Crash Test Dummies album. I don't know, my brother had it. Not, not the second one that everyone knows. There's one before that with Thick Neck Man on it and Superman and stuff. And, my brother found that for, like, in a charity shop for, like, £3. And we played it all the time in our bedroom growing up. So I have a real soft, sweet spot for that first Crash Test Dummies record. I also really like a TV show called Due South, and, I think the Crash Test Dummies did a lot of the soundtrack. So I have a lot of affection for the Crash Test Dummies. But you're right, he's not got a very androgynous sounding voice. That is true.
Yeah, this is also I would consider this to be a safe space to be a Crash Test Dummies fan.
Good.
For me, it was what was it? Afternoons and Coffee Spoons was the
Mhm.
song that made me, like, go like, "Okay, I'm into this."
Yeah,
And
right.
even then, yeah, I'm thinking about, like, bands that were, like, slightly ahead of their time, and, like, Crash Test Dummies walked so bare naked ladies could fly.
Good, yeah. I don't know so much about the Bare Naked Ladies, but I can kinda see where you're coming
Yeah,
from.
and the replacements walked so Green Day could fly, like, on every level, like the gender play while still being overtly masculine, the funny songs, the serious songs, the
Mhm.
radio songs,
It's funny, I grew up
the
liking like, Dookie was a really big thing for me in the UK. I was about well, we're the same age. So I guess it was about you were about 15 when it came out, right? But then Britpop came along, and in the UK, you weren't allowed to like both. You had to pick a side. So I had to get rid of my Rancid and my Green Day records and just only like pulp and I mean, I love pulp anyway, yeah, all this kind of stuff. So it was a yeah, it was a real pick a side moment. But I still I love Dookie and I love Out Come the Wolves by Rancid. They're like staples of my teenage years.
yeah, so I grew up in the Bay Area, which meant that I was not allowed to listen to Green Day.
Yeah, that are the rules.
Yeah, like, Green Day and Rancid both were the sellout bands that have ruined everything.
The Mr. T experience.
Yeah, so no, Mr. T Experience are fine. Mr. T Experience were actually, like, the pop punk band that I listened to because I wasn't allowed to listen to Green Day. But yeah, so,
Nice.
like, Mr. T Experience and The Queers and Squirt Gun and the Donnas, as we've already brought
Mhm.
up, like, those were all
Good
still
stuff.
okay, and it was great because when the Donnas signed to a major label, everyone got over themselves. So, the Donnas and Dancehall Crashers were fine even though they were on a major label, and because, again, like, people were like, why were we so pissy about that?" Especially since Green Day, like, have consistently proven us wrong. That
Yeah, right, they're good guys, right, Green Day, it seems to me from the outside.
Yeah, on every level, they seem to, like, be cognizant of who they are and the space that they take up and how to, like, leverage that. Yeah, where did this start? I can't even remember now.
So we were both gonna be like that, this could be a very long podcast, to take it in different directions. It's our shared birthday, that's what it is.
But yeah, yes. Yes, man, I'm excited. So I've never actually seen Art Brut, and I'm excited about you guys coming to the Bay Area. I've just kept missing you despite seeing, you and your imaginary band with the Pipettes where,
I'm very good friends with the Pipettes, so maybe you saw that on the astral plane as well or something.
man, the Pipettes with, like, like, 1940s girl group harmonies against your vocals, that would kind of rule.
I would like that. Let's reform them.
Alright, please. I'm so tired of all of those records in Welsh that the blonde one that I can't remember the name of puts out.
Gweno, I like those records a lot, but a more fun
Mm,
one would be, yeah, let's get them all back together. Every Pipette, all 6 of them.
yeah. I mean, every band that's ever existed currently exists.
This is yeah, true, but
Why not the Pipettes too?
bring 'em back.
So, yeah, what prompted, Art Brut to finally, like, decide to come back to the America for the first time in a
I don't
long
know.
time?
Well, we were touring Bang Bang Rock and Roll in its entirety, a little bit in England and a little bit in Germany, and it went really well, and it was fun because all the songs are true, so we update them and they get stretched out a little bit. So even though that record's like 30 minutes long, when we do it live, it's about an hour and a half. So it was just like, I really enjoyed that, I think. And then we're like, "Oh, where else can we do that?" Also, we've just released these box sets and this best of vinyl thing, so it seems to all sort of come together. Let's go there, play Bang Bang Rock and Roll, and then promote these box sets, and let's cross our fingers and go for it.
Yeah, I mean, every Britpop show in San Francisco is stupid fun, so
Mhm.
I'm 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 not I'm expecting that at least we will treat you well. I can't say much about the rest of the country.
Well, we always had lots of fun. We toured a lot in America back in the day. Like, I was looking at, like, a tour laminate, and I think we were in America for, like, half the year, you know? So we've been there a lot. So it's just reconnecting with people again, I guess. I mean, it was loads of fun and busy and so that's
Excellent. So, yeah, what does the future hold for Art Brut or for Eddie Argos? I mean, other than the imaginary bands that we've created, in this podcast.
yeah, we're gonna make a Donald's record, we're gonna make a Pipettes record. I think, well, I was working on some songs in Berlin, so I think hopefully we'll have a new album out early next year. Would be nice. Let's see. Yeah, for Art Brut, that's it really. It's like, it's a really nice I love the lineup of the band at the moment. You know, Ian's got some songs, we've got some songs, and it's all coming together. So I think, yeah, I think I would love to have an album out, later this year, early next year. I'm writing another book. I'm always writing a book. These kind of things. There's a bit of this going on.
Yeah, I didn't even get into the books,
Yes, it's all right.
but yeah, yeah, so yeah, you do write graphic novels, is that correct? This is something I didn't know about until last night.
But no, I always try and have I mean, I'm quite restless. So, yeah, I wrote a
Mm.
musical with I toured that and a spoken word show, and then I wrote, memoir, an art book, and I wrote this comic book for the Image. So, yeah, I'm always sort of doing other stuff, right? Painting and writing. So, there's a lot of
So
that stuff going
what
on.
is the next book? What are you thinking about for your next piece of literature?
It's called Sleeve Notes. It's from this other publishing company where you choose, like, 20 of your songs and you write an essay around them. So I've been working on that at the moment, working out which songs to write about. It's quite easy for me because all the songs are true. So they come along with a funny essay and a story anyway in my head. So that's the next thing. And I'm writing another comic book at the moment too, so hopefully that I can figure something out with that as well.
Excellent. So when are you taking a nap?
Oh, in about 20 minutes before the
Oh, good.
sound check. Yeah, I like to be
Okay.
busy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's also a thing about being born, in October 25th to 27th,
Mhm.
1979, is it's really important to have too many things on your plate.
Are we both Scorpios? You're a Scorpio, right? We're
Yeah,
Scorpios.
yes.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
yeah, we like to be busy.
yeah. And yeah, and we like good entendre.
Yeah, I do love a good entendre.
Very, very much so. Again, pulp. Again,
Well,
Art
yeah.
Brut.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, Pulp, of course, were a big influence on me too, right, growing up. Pulp was, like, the first band I saw live, actually, you know. Actually, the first band I saw live was this band called Thunder. My dad took me. Like, it's like a sort of big rock band. And I loved it, but I didn't like the music. And the second band I saw was Pulp, and I loved all of it. I think somehow I fused those 2 experiences together in my head, and Art Brut also always trying to be somewhere between Pulp and Thunder. I think is yeah, s both,
Yeah, man.
experiences.
Yeah, so I have vivid memories of the first time I heard Underwear on the radio,
Mhm.
and all I kept and I was, like, getting, like, a ride home from, like, my after-school job from an older friend who was like, "Yeah, this Pulp band, I don't know where I found them, but they're great," and was like, turned it up, and we were like and I was like, "This song is brilliant," and it was brilliant to me as, like, a 16-year-old because it was a song about seeing someone in their underwear. And then now that I'm older and have, like, really, like, dug into what, is happening in that song, like, the tension and I'm not really sure what the context of the relationship is after 30 years,
Yeah, he's a great
and
writer, isn't he?
it's just yeah, yeah, Jarvis, if you're listening, I wanna have you on this, even though I did meet Pulp's violin/guitar player at
Russell?
a no, the, Emma Smith, like, their touring
A new one.
guitar player, violinist. And we became Instagram friends, so maybe that's the route I can take
Russell
to try
Senior
to get
produced
Jarvis.
Russell Senior produced some songs for Art Brut back in the day, and he's a very eccentric character. I liked him a lot. He was, like, telling me to sing in different colors and stuff. "Eddie, this is very orange. Can you make it bright red?" Or, like, "Eddie, you're singing like a train conductor. Can you do it like a best man speech?" That's actually good advice. But yeah, didn't take his sunglasses off. It was great. exactly the experience I wanted, but the record label didn't like it, so we couldn't release it. Let's release this. It's amazing. He tried to make it one long song. There's 4 songs. He wanted to make it one long song with like a violin solo in between each part, like movements. But yeah, let's go for it. But EMI did not get behind that, so we didn't release it. But he was
I
great.
mean, are the masters still around of that?
Yeah, we released it. You can release it. It's not connected by a violin solo, but it's on the box set we just released. Russell Senior's version of Sam Powley and Russell Senior's version of Post Soothing Out and 2 other songs. But the Sam Powley, Post Soothing Out, Fame on the Trains.
Yeah. Also, I've got to say, excellent work with the plug.
Thanks.
That was like, all right, I'm going to wrap this up. You are coming to the United States in like 2 months, a month and a half,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah, come see us.
And yeah, I intend on it because this was really lovely, and I wouldn't mind saying hi. And if you like shout out Dakin, get on stage, we're gonna do Take It Off, and I'm not there, that'd be really embarrassing for you.
But again, but some of this band were in the Donalds, so maybe we can do it. I'll send you. I've got your emails. I will send you some of the Donald songs. I've got them somewhere. You can have a listen.
I would be so stoked because at least I'll get to like hear the thing that I dreamed of doing and you did.
I love you had the same idea. That's very good.
It's brilliant. Again, late Gen Xers have gotta unite. My wife was born October 12th, 79, so she's also part of the whole like um
This bit.
yeah, the late X kind of we're all sort of weirdos and it's lovely.
There's a name for us. You know, my son was telling me. I can't remember what it is. We're not Gen X and we're not millennials. We're like Zen something or other. I don't know. Zennials? Don't know. That's right. But the because is
I think Xennials,
that right?
I prefer the Spice Girl generation.
Well, I'll take that too. That's nice. Yeah, with the Spice Girl generation. All right, I'm in. Good.
Yeah, it's like the late X, early millennial. Spice Girls is where we like unite.
Perfect.
Or TLC would work too, but
Oh, Tiassi's great. Yeah, yeah.
this was very lovely, Eddie. I'm excited. I'm happy that I got to do this. I'm happy that your publicist kind of plugged in my head that somebody that I do consider you guys to be kind of a titan of like my listening development. And so this was lovely. Thank you so much for
Good. Lovely to hear.
coming on to the show. Happy Valentine's Day.